down. And
I think you have to get the accent down, because if
you're going to do it,
and if someone watches a film, if your accent's off immediately, for me, as an audience member, I like switch off. I'm like, oh, you don't sound right, and then I can't see past that or hear past that.
This is Sam the other day, we were chatting to Sam about the devil all the time, and I was saying how the Americans are kind of agreeable about the number of British people playing Americans in their movies, because the Americans make most of the movies that we all watch.
Yeah.
You know,
it's interesting though. To my understanding, English people have an easier time speaking with an American accent than the other way around.
Because watching their films and stuff.
Well, there's an element of that, but also we pronounce all of our words more than they do.
Oh, you mean letters?
Letters. So we use our tongues a lot more.
Okay.
So like our tongue, theoretically, like if your tongue was a bicep, it would be stronger. So when you do an American accent, you have to relax your mouth. But when an American's doing an English accent, they have to work harder. Oh. So sometimes if you're working with an American who's doing an English accent, you'll see them at the end of the day, and they look like they've been chewing toffee all day.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so, because and also like we almost have a staccato way of speaking, like we pronounce each word individually. But in American, you can kind of fluidly roll through the words, and it doesn't have to stop.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. On the film, Tom, I watched it with some trepidation because I've seen some bad notices.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried. I always want the film to be something I've enjoyed, and I always want you to be good in a film. And I straight away, I said to Sam, didn't for a second think it was you in the film, which is good.
Yeah, that's good.
I was really pleased, and I was never nervous. Sometimes in films I'm worried, but I was saying to Sam, in Civil War I was terrified before you turned up.
Oh, I was so stressed.
I was thinking, oh my God, I hope this is good.
I was so
But in this movie I didn't think about that at all, and I really loved the film. Even though it was it was a tough subject, I thought Antonio did a great job.
That was one thing again about the accent, is because you get to a stage where, I'm lucky enough to be in these Marvel movies, you become so recognisable, your voice becomes so recognisable.
Yeah.
Immediately when you see me start talking like this, and I'm from down south, people will go, you don't sound like that, you're doing an accent. So part of it is doing it so, you have to do it to a point where you trick them that they forget that they know what you sound like already.
Right. Okay, and you must be pleased with the film.
I'm so chuffed with the film, It's so nice for me to be in a film like that. In the last 5 years I've been, and I love doing this, but doing family movies. Like Onward and Spice in Disguise and Spider-Man, the Avengers, these kind of household films.
Sure.
And it's quite nice to do a film like Devil All the Time and like Cherry, which I got to kind of push myself in ways that I haven't had to with the Marvel movies or the animation movies I've been doing.
It's very satisfying Devil All the Time because the people who you meet a punishment to entirely deserve it.
Yeah, there's good redemption.
I love retribution. Yeah. I love if you said to me what's your favourite genre of movie?
Revenge.
I would say revenge, because I love to see the bad guy get it. And if you set up the bad guy well, like they did in that film, I think he did it really well. Like the bullies and the deviants.
I punched that kid in the face so hard.
Which one? The one?
The kid who has the bag on his head?
You didn't punch him in the face.
Not on purpose.
Was he a stuntman?
No, he was just this actor. And I'm going, and I'm obviously stacking it. Stacking it is where, like, if the camera's behind me here, I can do it short and it won't look like I hit you.
Yeah.
So I'm doing this, and Antonio was like, I need you to hit the bag because it looks so fake because the bag's not moving.
Right.
So I was trying to like move the bag off of his face and still hit the bag.
Why can't they cut it and then they've got a sack in the bag or a pumpkin in the bag?
They could do, but it's a small budget film and you're up against it, you don't have time. So I'm doing it. And on the last one, and this was totally an accident and he was really cool about it, I drilled him, like right in the mouth.
Oh, mate.
Just went, and that's the one that's in the film.
It was very convincing, and as I say, it was very rewarding to see those guys get it.
Well, the press for this film has been so stressful because it's obviously an art house film.
Yeah.
So all the journalists like to pretend like they're really clever and ask art house questions, like really arty-farty questions.
Yeah.
So it always relates back to the book, and I didn't read the book, so.
So
How's I heard you did a gig. Did you do a gig to a bunch of people in cars?
Nightmare. Do you know what? Okay, so I did this gig.
I remember.
I've done 2 gigs since March, right? 2 gigs since March. Okay, this is my Patreon. Is my go-to now, right? So I'm doing this gig in Newbury Racecourse, okay, middle of the racecourse, okay. You know, like Sandown,
Yeah.
the golf course. So imagine the same thing. Massive space. And they've got stage built, the comedy store. So the comedy store.
Oh, it was the comedy store.
Yeah. So they've got the comedy store backdrop, and there's 4 comics on. I'm one of the comics, and
everyone's in their cars.
so they drive in and they park up, and there's 2 meters apart, not allowed to get out, and then they feed in the.
You have to tune in, do you?
They
the radio tunes in.
So they tune into your audio. So I'll do a line, I'll do my act, and it goes into their radio, into their car, okay? You can hear nothing. Okay, and when I'm doing my gig, it's pouring with rain.
No.
All I can see is... No. So I'm doing a gig, it's about 300 cars. And my opening line was a line on COVID, okay? And because you can't hear any reaction, I don't know whether it's... So I've done the line, obviously, I don't know what I expected, I hear nothing, because of course there's nothing to hear, because there's in cars. And I think, oh God, that line's just stiffed. So I just panicked on stage.
Could they not have
I panicked.
Could they not have bibbed their horns?
Yeah,
or
what
something?
happened is during the set they start to bib the horn. Okay, but you don't know whether they're bibbing the horn going.
Because you're telling you to shut up.
Yeah, well that's rubbish, mate. Well that's good. You're
just really polite. It would
you're just sort of on stage going. You just sort of.
Maybe what they should do is they should flash their lights.
Well, there's nothing ordered or structured about it. It's just a sort of, you know.
I tell you, I would have, if I was there, I would have died laughing.
It was pouring with rain. I was sitting in my car shivering.
How many cars were there?
I reckon 300.
300 cars.
Yeah, I reckon 300 cars, and no laughs for 20 minutes.
Oh,
and then I did a gig.
Sounds brutal.
I did a gig on Zoom. I did a gig the other day. Remember that gig we went to in Tring, UK? Remember that recording? I did a gig there about 2 weeks ago on a Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock in the car park, outdoors in the car park, in that theatre. So that's the sum total of my live work since March. So that's why I'm writing these blogs and doing this stuff. So that's why I played good golf this morning, mate, because I haven't been doing anything.
I'll still beat you there. Drinking. I think we should go and get a beer.
Yeah. So look, thank you everybody. It was good fun. I'm glad we caught up with Tom in Berlin, and good luck in Barcelona, mate. Good luck in America, and we'll see you on the other side.
See you later.